books, stuff like that. What do you think about that? Do you think that that counts as reading, or is it not just a copy? Is that just a...
I would just say, like, you don't go to the gym, right? You're a fat ass. You're out of shape and you're disgusting. Am I correct? Is that too harsh of a question
Oh,
for a guy who loves to create
no, actually,
hilarious memes about my androgenic
not
alopecia?
inaccurate. No, it's not inaccurate. I'm not
You're a
ashamed.
fat piece of shit. It's correct. It's a correct analysis. So what I'm trying to say is, I have found reading a book, not just like creating ChatGPT prompts to give you like other little titties to read, is when you read a book, it's like going to the gym for your brain. You run a script through your head, and that is a lot of work because you have to actually do the heavy lifting and then have your brain process and get the comprehension aspect. So, but it's also just an experience of joy. So, what I'm saying is for all the lonely, sad, boring people here on Clown House, if they were to just pick up Shakespeare, create a room, and read some Shakespeare to all their friends here, well, instead of like, maliciously, like having conversations with people.
Daniel, didn't we have a whole room where we were just like, reading Shakespeare sonnets and shit?
Well, that's great. That's
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, then you did the work that I'm suggesting that people do, which is the same
We
thing.
do when we feel like it, but it's not like our purpose,
Well, there's a nuance there, John. I think that like, if I were to put fucking Shakespeare into ChatGPT and have it derive some meaning, I think that there is something lost in that case. But that's a completely different type of literature, you know? But like, I mentioned specifically that I was looking into history, so I'll have some particular question about history itself, and then I'll reference like 4 or 5 books and ask it specific questions about, um, what I am interested in. And I think the exercise there is like a problem solving, using your problem solving brain. Well, let me find all of the sources I can about this particular moment in history and try and piece it together.
Well,
But
see.
I'm not gonna fucking put fucking poems in fucking ChatGPT.
Uh huh. Well, Daniel, I mean, you do know that, like, Tony Robbins, the self help coach, who claims he loves God and he's a spiritualist, etc., he's a hypnotist. And the quality of programming that he has sold his customers is pretty good. It does lift the mood, it can inspire you. I'm just saying that reading a book is for personal development. And philosophy, if it's the study of the self, well, there's a lot of people on this app, these supposed atheists in these rooms, that I don't think they quite understand what they're even like referring to. It doesn't matter if they get it or not. I don't really care. I'm interested in my personal development. And if I have to have conversations with JCC to prove that the liberal woke mind virus is totally brain rotted out, well, that's great for me. But he might not like being on my YouTube being made fun of in the same way that, Roy Voss crashed out on him because he really has nothing to offer you. He might have a little tidbit here or there. But I'm just saying that to me, reading a book is so enjoyable. And when I listen to my audio clips of these somewhat complicated books that I'm reading, I like it even more. And when I go into Barth's room and I hear him having an endless conversation with some Muslim and some other critics, I feel bad for the guy that he can't actually stop doing his routine. Because say what you want about performers doing the same shtick over and over again, if you can't be dynamic and variable, you are in danger of being redundant, and ultimately ineffective, because if you are not accomplishing
Dude, come on, you're not saying
joy
anything
or
right now.
strength, Cora,
You're not saying anything
go
right
back to
now.
putting coconut wax on those titty scars. I'm not finished here yet. You're interrupting a co-moderator.
I don't think people give Bart completely. All right, so with Bart is more dynamic than I think people think. But he does do research. He does look at interesting ideas. So if you go into the atheist rooms, or you go into Andrew's rooms, it's typically the same topics. It's like, oh, well, it's the problem of evil, philosophical questions like that. But Barth likes to look at different shit, and he actually references tons of books. Not all the time. Like that's just
No, I get it. I get it.
Dude, research, but at least put researcher Barth in there. That's part of him. And then there's like 90% of like maybe this redundant person or this troll or whatever. But I feel like you're just kind of generalizing about people.
I am generalizing about
I mean,
people.
it's really funny that like he's going on this rant when like he's been saying the same damn pointless bullshit for like what 3 years that I've known you now, and you've got multiple accounts that you do it by. You are like the definition of redundant.
Well, I can't. Well, when I say it, people are projecting. Why don't people come back to me and say you're projecting? Nobody does that for me, but I do that for other people.
I literally was thinking that while you were saying that, and I'm just like, whatever.
Well, the Lao Tzu, the famous Chinese philosopher, said, those who know do not say, and those who say do not know. And then the critique is, well, then why did you just say it? Why are you talking? And the thing is, we are chatterboxes, but some of us like books and poetry and philosophy, and we don't want to do endless, redundant
Yeah, like
conversations.
Part of your grandiose narcissist self-image is that you're some great reader. Like, okay, whatever.
A great reader? That's part of my grandiose narcissism? No, it's called being somewhat intelligent and not wasting time.
It's part of your constructed identity, John.
It's not a constructed identity. It's my experience, Cora. And I just got to tell you, Cora, that one of the funniest stories I ever heard from you was you were talking about relationships, and you were like, yeah, I talked to this guy for a year. We were texting and phone calling, and it was like so intense. And then finally, when I was like, all right, well, we got to meet up. You got to come and see me. He was like, nah, I'm good.
What? That's not what happened.
Well, what I'm saying is, in these,
I actually did meet him.
I know. You already corrected me on this one. You don't have to correct me again.
Yes.
But my telling of the story was pretty accurate.
His life was getting unstable, and so he moved back to the Amish community that he lived in.
Well, anyways,
When he was a kid.
what I want to say
That's
is,
what happened. Then he dropped off the face of the internet, so like he's gone.
well, what I want to say is that Clubhouse is like a dating app in the sense that on a dating app, some girls will say, I don't feel comfortable meeting up with you. I still want to talk. I want to chat. I want to get to know you. And it's like, if you're matched with hundreds of people and everybody had that same expectation, all you're doing is using a cell phone, but never going out on a date. So that's all I'm saying is I found it to be a funny story because the brain will just keep taking the dopamine regardless of whether or not there's a chance of success, etc. So this app is the same thing. People here are completely unaware that subconsciously they're really just doing, I guess, chemical stimulation, but they're unaware that there's really no intelligence.
People, whatever.
It's just
I
dopamine.
met like 4 people off the app, and would have been 5, but something came up and he couldn't travel. So.
Mm-hmm.
John, you haven't met someone and now you speak to them off the app.
No, I've slept with people from this app. I have physically inseminated.
John, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, I'm just talking. Like in the same way that other people use this app, they just talk endlessly. And there's really no purpose. That was what I just said was basically what Concrete does all day, every day on this app. I am complete. Take a bow! Thank you all for listening to my broken record yet once again. Hello?
Yeah, I don't completely get the
These white
John
people are full
Kitover
of shit.
experience.
Why are you even comparing my daughter to
Dude, because this was somebody's son. This was somebody's fucking son, and you're just dishonest. This is white fucking dishonest.
That I want invisited on people that I don't like. And that's when John is at his absolute
A
optimum.
variable of a child wasn't equivalent.
John, please do piss off all of the people that I dislike.
Come on.
Well, let's look at the States. Americans, do you have any? Do you believe that I listened to the interview with Michael Strahan and her claim that stuff is going to
Yeah, I was in Andrew R's room a couple days ago.
There's a couple of books that I am reading at the moment, John, because I'm reading more books than you.
Great.
And I can tell you what I'm reading.
But did you work out today though? Because then we'll just keep the game going. It's not about books. Now we can talk about working out.
I did.
Excellent.
But I did get some.
Excellent.
I did get some exercise.
Because I value you. You know, as someone who creates negative publicity for John Kitover, because I have no publicity, negative publicity is the best publicity I got right now. So I love you. And I always tell people who, you know, create I hate John Kitover, he's an F word type content, that I need the intense haters. Because without the intense haters, I've got nothing. Hello?
That wasn't an intense hatred. I was complimenting you. I think that much of what you do here is obviously to push people's buttons. And that's funny. But it's funny only, like, if you're not pushing my buttons or my friends' buttons. What I was saying is it's fucking funny when you push the buttons of people I dislike. But let me go through the fucking books that I'm reading that you aren't, that you never will read. The Perennial Philosophy, Huxley.
Ooh, Huxley.
No God but one. Let's see. One God, one Lord, early Christianity. Nicaea.
Well, Daniel,
Well, let's see.
I salute
I'm
you.
reading Steer Sea by Madeline Miller. That's like kind of my fun book. And then Analytical Idealism and Emotion.
Can you hear me? When a white person on a train is set on fire or has their throat slit on a train, is that a lynching of a white person?
Kind of what? Sorry, I was chewing. I couldn't hear you all.
Yeah, we can hear you eating. What I'm trying to say is when a white person is on a train and a black person who's been released 80 times from prison slices that person's throat, is that a lynching of a white person?
I mean, it's definitely a murder of a white person. I guess I'd look up the term lynching. Maybe it is. I don't know.
You're not. Wait, you're half Armenian and half white, right? I thought Armenian was just white. Aren't you? You look pretty white to me, and you're not black, right?
Right. I never said I was black. I said I'm white.
Well, I'm pretty sure you don't have to say you're not black because I can look at your PTR and you said I'm half white and half Armenian, as if Armenian is something other than white. Hello?
Hello?
Kitover, what's
Depends
your
on
point?
how you identify. Armenian is Middle Eastern, it's West Asian. Yes, a lot of Armenians are white or considered white or are white passing, but a lot of us also look different. A lot of us have different appearances. I'm not gonna look as whatever, as like straight up Middle Eastern because I'm half. So I don't really see how that relates to what we're talking about.
Oh, I don't know. You brought it up. I was just commenting. You could just consider it white passing.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I mean, I would identify as a white person too. I'm not saying I'm biracial.
You get half of the white privilege on your taxes. You can write it off.
I'm just saying, I've lived in the Middle East before.
Beaver Beaver brought up an interesting point that black people on this app, when you listen to them, they say don't hang out with whitey, it could be dangerous. And so, what I'm saying is that that's actually them trying to correct structural white racism. Because as Dr. Bima has pointed out, if we don't try to fix structural white racism in this country every day, we're part of the problem. And so when you go to a black room and you just listen, you don't have to speak. You just listen. You're doing your job and your work. Listening to black people make racist statements against white people, because that's how we fix structural white racism. Thank you very much, Dr. Bima.
Racist, just saying you're not racist, that doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
That evil is when good people sit by and do nothing. Right?
Oh, you mean the evil that's happening is not the evil? It's the people doing nothing who are too oblivious to the evil? That's you describing yourself.
Isn't that a catch-22? You have to call out
White
color
supremacy.
and correct while it's correct. Well, but some people believe those people can't be, so I would be wrong.
Mississippi has a history, okay? Mississippi has a history of lynching. And so when I look at the picture of Nolan right there in the middle with the other three white guys, I'm just like, okay, I already know. I can just feel it in my blood.
But black, what about the
lynching in, like, since the 80s in America? There's like
black, don't stop, black.
It doesn't matter, Beaver. White people are racist.
Black, listen, black, your problem is you're a historian racist. You don't even think about the Neo-Paleolithic era when they were doing child sacrifices in Mississippi on stone mounds. See, black, you're a selective historian racist. And that's why you're inauthentic and insincere, because you don't even go back 20,000 years ago when the Neo-Paleolithic Native Americans were doing child sacrifice lynchings. You just a political black racist. That's all you is. I'm complete.
I'm at least racist person I know.
I'm not a black racist, you fool.
He can feel it in his bones also, that makes it black.
I apologize if my commentary here has not been helpful to deconstructing structural white racism. Beaver, how is your relationship going with Bima, and have you gotten her to get to the gym yet?
I have started exercising, doing pool exercising, a beautiful in-ground pool, level with the amazing forest, saltwater pool. I mean, like it's so peaceful. And I go in there, and Fat Bima exercises and busts her ass, right? And I'm gonna get thin, and I'm gonna be beautiful, and then I'm still gonna fight structural white racism.
Well, since people believe that African Americans are the most privileged blacks on the planet, I'm just wondering, will you ever be fighting back against structural black racism?
Yeah, that doesn't exist. doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist in your opinion. It doesn't exist in your opinion. Let's get that fact correct, that there are no facts, just opinions. It's as if saying going to a gym to swim in a fucking saltwater pool helps you cut the weight. No, fatty. Floating around in the pool, sitting in the sun doesn't cut the weight. You gotta lift weights. You gotta get on a treadmill and sweat and drop buckets of sweat. Floating in the water with a bunch of floaties keeps you fat.
I have a
Hello?
question for you.
Yeah.
White people are the majority in this country, but if you look at Black's t-shirt here, there's 5 black guys. There's no white representation. And that's what the league in the NBA is. How do you explain that?
How do I explain?
What the hell does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, there should be,
Deeper point, and I already know where I'm going with it. So
we should have equal representation across all industries, the way that I hear it on Clubhouse.
100%. 2 of those 5 black people on that t-shirt should be white. It's racist. That's the structural black racism I'm talking about.
Now, this person wanted these players on the shirt. Okay? It's really.
No, what we're saying is, in a structurally racist white society, the NBA wouldn't be engineered the way it is. It would be actually equilibrated. It wouldn't just be 6'10" Mozambique Nigerians. We would have equal representation. In fact, we would even have women there. What do you think about that, Black? Having women in the NBA. Ain't got
I'm not gonna even respond.
ain't got no opinion. Ain't got no opinion because it don't support your perspective. I'm just a progressive liberal Democrat trying to give people new perspectives and new opinions. Sometimes they are contrarian to your racist all or nothing opinions, like structural white racism, which is a racist ideology for the low IQ brain rot and fat asses of the world. But Beaver, if that's all, if she's all you got, Beaver, I hope you get laid if you can find it. You're gonna have to peel back a lot of layers. It's like an onion. It's down there somewhere. And if she takes it,
Being so harsh to Bima, like you're hitting below the belt.
be quiet, half white girl. I ain't finished speaking, half white girl. Half white girl, I ain't finished speaking.
Why are you like going after her about her and being so personal? It's given a lot of fragility on your part.
It's like fragility.
Maybe more masculine fragility or whatever the fuck you are. I don't know. You sure
People are
don't
mean to
know.
Bima on this app. I don't know, understand it. They just hate her so much.
I just think it's stupid when people talk like that. Like, it's no necessary for it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's British.
It's cultural.
It might be a response, Beaver, to all the hate Bima gives white boys.
Bima does take it too far with the white. She does have some animosity towards white people, I admit it. But
because I'll
I
tell
think
you.
overall she's a very nice person. Has a big heart, and she does a lot of good for the world.
I thought we were friends, and then I found out she hates white people, and I was like, holy shit, I'm such a
Well,
fucking
she's called
idiot.
me a white racist, a status bootlegger white racist. I mean, I don't hold it against her.
Listen,
Right, Bima?
you have to that one of the biggest problems. I linked an